Alrighty, hi everyone. So it is Drea again. So I am officially 4 months on hormones as of tomorrow. And so I wanted to talk about some of the things that I've really noticed that have changed. And part of that is this is just something like I personally have struggled a lot with, and it's taken me a lot of time to really get to a point where I am okay with it. So here we go. So I have this huge I wouldn't call it a phobia per se, but I have this huge like thing about not ever feeling quite feminine enough because I am so broad in the shoulders. And so it's this really frustrating thing because it's like you really have to learn how to wear clothes and what clothes fit you and all of that. And at the same time, like, if you think something looks cute on you, like, go ahead and get it. Because, like, okay, so this is my club dress. And I'll get up and show you in a minute, like, exactly what it looks like and all of that. But, like, so I've always been very overconfident in a lot of areas that have really been my most self-conscious areas. And so one of them was my weight, one of them was being broad in the shoulders, one of them was all of these different things and not being pretty enough and not being passable and all of these different things that kind of took its toll on me in my transition and feeling comfortable in my skin, because I thought that like hormones would be kind of this huge thing for me and really make me feel more secure in my transition, which it did to an extent. But after about the first like month, it kind of wore off, and like it didn't wear off, I should say, but like it kind of. I personally kind of fell back into that rut of like, oh, is this like, am I good enough? Like, am I ever going to be pretty? And blah, blah, blah. Like, so the list goes on and on about my insecurities, but like, I've learned to overcome them with a lot of confidence, because when people think and see that you're confident in certain areas, um, those areas no longer are kind of the pinpoint of everything you're about. But when you are constantly on this nerve and constantly feeling this certain way, everywhere you go, you find something and someone that says something that attacks exactly what you feel the most insecure about. So, what I learned to do is I learned to combat it with being very body positive. So, like, as I said, like, I am a little bit more broad in the shoulders, and like, it is probably like my most feared area because I feel like I'm so like bulky and like, but that's, I mean, it's kind of the case. But like, I've learned how to deal with it and embrace it and see it as something that's beautiful. So I'm going to stand up and show you my club dress. Okay. So as you can see, like I have got some more curves. See, and this is where a lot of my dysphoria comes in, is my arms. Like I just feel like they look so monstrous and manly, as do like my shoulders. But it does make my butt look really good, and hormones has affected my butt. And like, as I said, like I don't know, this is just like my arms are my like focal point of like one of the things I hate the absolute most about myself, because I feel like my upper body just makes me the most unfeminine person in the world, because it's like I have so much like tonage, and like even when I sit back, like it makes me look even bigger than like when I'm like but like you have to be poised and you have to, so it's been this huge struggle. And you can even see my curves, like, so you know, you can start to see them like curve out here, which is wonderful. And I've only been on hormones for 4 months, so I can't say everything that's going to change and everything that's going to get better and anything that's going to get worse. But what I have been doing is I've been working out every day. I have been doing a lot of strength training too, because what strength training does is it builds your metabolism and you burn the fat. And I would rather be a little bit more muscly and lean in tone than be skinny and fat. I mean, not skinny and fat, but skinny and like have that extra like skin. Like, I don't know. Like, so it's kind of been this struggle. And I've done a lot of research on weight loss and building that toned body. And what a lot of it is you have to lift weights. You have to do lifting weights to shred off that fat. And because I was like, I don't know if like anybody knows what I say when I say this, but like I was a skinny fat and I'm still kind of a skinny fat, but I'm getting skinnier and less fat. So like what I mean by skinny fat is like, okay, so like I'm pretty toned right now. But like this right here, okay, which is hardly nothing. I don't know if it's just the stress. Like, let me... Okay, so like the skinny fat, like right here is like one of my problem areas. So like you can see like my curves are starting to come through, but like this one area is like my trouble area. And like, again, one of the areas that I feel most insecure about. So I'm going to step back a little bit further. So like you can see the full, like, as I said, like, I feel like I'm so big up in the shoulders that it like takes away from the rest of my body, because it's like, even from the side, like I just look so bulky to me. And I don't know if that's because I'm my own worst critic and I am trying to, I don't even know what to call it. And I'm trying to figure out things that are wrong with me, because that's what I've done for the longest time. But, see, I don't know. I just feel so frumpy sometimes. Like, some days I feel so skinny, and then, like, other days I feel like a bloated cow. But anyways, so, like, I learned that, like, there's certain things that just focal point your dress and, like, how you look. And, like, focal points, so, like, I'm bringing a lot of attention, like, here. So it doesn't quite bring so much attention to my shoulders, because the focus is more right here. But when I wear something that, like, the focal point is more, like, shoulder-wise, I kind of look, like, more bulky than I would like to. So, I don't know. And see, like, I still have a lot of fucking muscle tone, which kind of makes me want to vomit. Like, do you see that? Like, it's ridiculous. And I don't know. I might just be delusional and not really the best person to describe how I look, because I am very critical of who I am and how I look. And I've always been that way. And I've always been pretty health conscious about like what I put in my body and all of these different things. And I feel like I don't even know how to describe it. I feel so bulky. And you know, like some people are like, well, you need to cut out weightlifting. And I'm like, see, here's the thing. I don't do huge reps. Like today I lifted like 90 pounds and I was like dying. I'm like, and I used to be able to bench like 180 and not even struggle. So like, it has gone down, and I feel like, let me pull my hair back. So like, I feel like my shoulders have gotten a little bit more feminine, and I feel like my upper body has gotten more feminine and a lot more soft. But I don't know, like, it's just like, I don't know. And it might just be because I have a lot of like very slender friends that are just not very, like, I mean, even my forearms, like, I can barely fit my fingers around my wrist. So, like, I mean, I've always been a little bit more broad and big boned. Like, I mean, as I said, like, I don't know. as I said, like, I'm just super critical of myself, so I don't know if that's me or anything that's with it. But like, some of the changes that I have really noticed are my boobs have like dropped more. They're just not so like muscled up. They're like down here, which is a good thing. My nipples have gotten a lot bigger. As I said, my curves are starting to come in a little bit more, which is also really nice. My butt has gotten nicer and bigger. My posture has gotten better. And I feel like it's a lot easier to get into some of the feminine tones now that I have been on hormones. I know hormones don't really affect your vocal cords, but I feel like it allows you to mentally, like, get in that. I feel like it helps you mentally get into that state where you're like, oh, okay, like, I can get in these voice ranges. And, like, I mean, I've always had more of a feminine voice, and, like, this voice that I'm talking in has no strain, and it does have a little bit of a masculine like undertone to it at like the ends, but like overall this is like my most comfortable tone. I really don't mind the tone, and it seems to work for me. So with that being said, like, if you are thinking about getting on hormones or are in that process, like, it is so worth it. You will love it. Your skin clears up. Your skin gets softer. Um, your face kind of gains weight in a good way. Like, so your cheeks will get a little bit more, like, just, like, puffy and cute. And I'm a little sick right now. And so, like, my eyes are, like, swollen and, like, I kind of sound nasally and I kind of look like shit, but I wanted to do this video since it is my 4-month anniversary heading into my 5th. I can't believe how fast time has been going on hormones. So yes, I just hope this video does people some good. Don't forget to subscribe, put things in my comments, give me things that you want to see from me, questions and answers, any of those types of things. And I would be glad to answer any questions. Again, do not forget to subscribe, like this video. Alright, so don't forget to be who you are and love who you are. Peace and love, guys.